Hey, welcome back. We are in the buffing stage on the case tonight using 1200. I've pretty well done the exterior of the case. We'll be coming back in with some 1500 right after this, and then we'll go to 3000, and then we'll do a little buffing. But bear with us tonight. We're going to usually on the back side, I do them standing up, and I've done it even with a water hose running over them. But I usually get my water, let my water run down and do my short passes. Get your squeegee out in between, kind of like we did on the door, and we want to level everything down. Be careful on the edges. Probably make about 3 passes with each grit. 3 passes, and I'll show you how to check yourself. We'll get the squeegee out, kind of rinse this off a little bit, and we'll see how far we have got it leveled down. Be cautious on the edges. Usually while you're sanding, you can usually feel if there's a spot that's just not right. Let's give this a little bit of a shot. Rinse everything down. I use a squeegee. If you've been following the series, you see me using a squeegee quite a bit. Kind of just gets it to the dry stage a little quicker. So if you're sanding with your 1200, you want to try to get, and you'll see a shiny spot. Those shiny spots are some highs and lows that have not gotten sanded yet. So that's what you want to get cleared up. A little tough to see it in the white. I can see it in the white a little bit, not too bad, but definitely if you see a little glimmer of shiny coming through that base coat, it should all be dull right now. I see a few spots. So we'll hit it again before we jump up a step. Always make sure you got your paper good and clean so you're not sanding any contaminants into your clear coat. Most of it that I need to hit is right here in the middle. I will hit everything one more time here. This will probably be at least my 3rd pass. Some areas might be 4. This is what gets you to that glassy stage. If you skip this step and you just try to buff, it'll shine up, but you're not going to be the results that you want in that real glassy look. Probably only will need, if you get it really nice on the 1200 and you're not seeing much orange peel or any defects that you're just trying to clean up, probably your next step is only going to be a couple of passes, and then you're going to be ready for 3000. We've already done the exterior of this machine. This has been my first pass on the back. We'd like to get this done tonight, get the buffing stage done, and we got our compressor back today. Thank you, Gary, for getting that done. We haven't even opened the box yet, but we will be ready for that here pretty soon. Let's wet that back down and we'll rake it off. If you don't have a squeegee, I mean, you can do the same thing with a rag. It's just not as quick. Probably not too many of these machines, or any of these machines, got this much attention on the back side. They were red, but they weren't polished out like this for sure. Let's wipe that down. We're going to do the final sand tonight using 3000 grit on a DA pad. Might seem a little bit weird to be DAing your clear coat, but we've got 3000 grit pad, Velcro. I use the interface pad to give it the cushion. Hopefully you don't want it to cause any of those little squiggly marks in there, and I use a little bit of water. So we'll show you how it goes here. Right now I'm at 1500 on the sand. I've taken this down to 1500. We're going to do just a little bit of a light hit of water here and give it a couple of passes here. wipe that down. Got a new squeegee tonight. Thought we'd give it a try. That helps get the water off there, dries it really fast. A little bit smaller one than my other one. As you can see, that dries really fast. Then you can wipe the rest of it off. That looks pretty good. We will start off with our Vengeance number 3, the Infinity 3 heavy compound cut. Probably don't need to start with 3, but I kind of like doing it. We'll be using the green pad, kind of a compounding pad. Try to do a small section at a time here. Usually try to do about 3 passes. Get your pad kind of saturated a little bit, kind of helps. You want to buff it wet. All right, we're going to continue on, get the top here. Once again, just a little bit of water. We're going to do 3,000 grit. Let's rake that off. All right, we'll go back to our compound, back to the number 3 heavy. Let's go another round. You can see the gloss starting to come back real quickly right now. If you're looking at buff times, obviously we'll be speeding it up. At this point, we're spending a good 30 minutes per section. So 30 minutes per side, 30 minutes on the top, and another 30. The back is looking great. We'll probably hit it one more time. It's looking really good. Before we go to the next step, we'll go ahead and get this other side done. Yeah, it's looking good. And we're just in the compounding stage and it's looking really good. So we're gonna flip this over and get the other side done. Hang on, we'll be right back. Hey, welcome back to Soda Time Restoration. We're at the stage, we're getting ready to do the interior coating on the cabinet. The exterior cabinet's all been done. You can see the door here in the background. So we're getting close to finalizing, getting ready to put this together, but make sure if you're getting ready to enclose that cabinet, put a product on. I've been very happy with it. Good product. Permatex. It's their heavy duty rubberized undercoating. Part number 81833. The Napa number on that is a 765-2644. Make sure you got gloves on when you put this on. It's a little bit gooey going on, but it dries really hard and works really well. So hang on here. We're going to give this a quick coating and we'll be right back. We're getting ready to get the cabinet put back together, and obviously don't forget to put your stainless on before you stick that cabinet in there, or you'll be pulling that cabinet back out. The cabinet is just looking, oh, just beautiful, beautiful. Main door. So the pieces that we'll work on tonight will be these ones on the side. Got a little bit of damage in both. A little ding there, a little bit here. I'll show you tonight how to work those out. They're not too bad. Stainless takes a little bit of a process, but that's what we're going to work on this evening. One of the first things you need to probably make is get you a dowel pin. just a piece of wood, and I have cut the tip. As you can see, it's tipped out right there. I've cut the tip so it will go into the track, like so. That way you can work that. And this one here is kind of wore down a little bit. It's kind of nice to have it rounded so it rounds out like this. But we'll go through the process of how to get those tapped back out. It's a slow process, but it works pretty good. We'll get them buffed out with our little buffer. We'll start with a rougher one first. If you'll hear a little thunder in the background, we got a thunderstorm coming through right now, which we desperately need the rain, but we'll take it whatever we can get. So we're gonna work on this really rough one here. Probably the worst one of the group of all the pieces of trim that I've got. So we're gonna work on it first. Get you a piece of wood. Try not to do it on metal. The wood will give you a little bit of protection on not denting it up. It'll give it a little bit of flex as you're tapping it out. And we're gonna start out in a straight row, so you can kind of see where we're at. I work it back and forth across that little dent, and now we'll take the tip and get into the track, and we'll work it in the track. Basically got wood hammering against wood. This flat edge will try to level that out, and not too bad. You can kind of see there was a little bit of paint in there, and it was really dented. A little bit of a dent. If you rub your finger over, you can feel the down in it. Need to get a little bit more, so this side here we need to go a little farther. See if we got any other ones we need to look at. Yeah, there's a little one right there. Much better. And we got a little bit of one right here we need to get. If the holder is in the way, you can loosen those up, move them out of the way. This one's here a little bit rusted. There we got it out of the way. I kind of like putting those nuts back on. It gives you something to kind of hang on to. But we got one right there. Not bad. Got one down here at the end we need to get. We're just about ready to start filing. So if you got a file, I'm using a real fine tooth. I wish I knew how fine. This one's very fine tooth though. I've had pretty good luck just using fine and then sanding those edges out. So I am going to, at this point, we're going to take our sliders out, or holders I should call them. They'll just come out in the track. Don't lose those little holders. You can get them, but hang on to them, don't lose them. So we're going to, using the file now on the top, to find our highs and lows. So we're going to sand the top, or file the top I should say. We're going to do the worst spot first, which was this one right here, and we're going to go right across the top. This will tell you where you're at. This will take the tops off and start smoothing them up. You can see a little bit of low right there, which is normal. I took up a few little ones right here that just about to file them out. They're really close. See if I can get it on the board here. Try to hold it up there for you every now and then so you can see what's going on. It's a little easier to do when you got it on the table. Let's turn that around the other side, and let's get the other side now. We got a little bit right in here. Kind of keep your file in an angle when you're doing it. You know, that is rounded on the top, so, which is a good thing. You want to take off just the top. All right, so we're gonna look, if you can feel some really deep, you see a little bit of shiny there where the file wasn't getting it, which is fine. If you can feel them, that's when you need to come back around and see if you can really flatten those back out. I think I will on this one here. Those two corners there, I can, you know, these are almost sanded out. This one here, I still feel a little bit of a divot there, so we're gonna work with that in a little bit more. Be cautious when you're using a file like this. This will push it a little bit farther than the wood. Sometimes I do that to give it a little bit extra. Let's see how that files now. Almost there. Just a little bit more. And that's why you get that edge. It's always in the corners. That's why that little tip getting underneath there is critical. Just about got it. Well, the rain has hit. Let me give you a little shot of what an Oklahoma rain shower looks like. It is right now 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it looks pitch dark. Much needed rain though. All right, back to work. That's feeling really good. Feel a little bit right there on this other side. Not a whole lot. We'll see if we can get it out. Boy, it's close. Feels really good. One thing we can start with, we'll start with some 600 just on sheet paper and just see what it does with 600. So we got some 600 here. Give you another shot of the rain. Now it's actually raining pretty hard. See it coming out of the gutter there. Once again, it's 10 after 3 right now, and it looks like it's in the evening time. It's so dark. Much needed rain. We haven't had any rain for a couple of months, so we're definitely needing a shot right now. We got our 600 here. We're gonna get a little bit of a sanding block. It's on a kind of a soft block. I like doing it wet. We'll do it dry first. I think dry is all right, but wet kind of lets you continue without blocking up your paper like that. But as you see, it's taking off pretty good. As you see, the wet can let you continue a little quicker without plugging your paper up. And we'll wipe that off so you can see what it looks like. You can see it's getting there. It's getting there. I tried to start a little finer than I normally do. I usually start out with 320. But I was like, well, let's see if I can start fine and work our way up from there. We'll see how it does though. This is 600. It's actually feeling pretty smooth. Not too bad, not too bad. See a little bit of work there that needs to be done yet. You will see after this sand where you need to do a little more work. I can see one right now already. See in that little corner right there. That is not going to sand out with sandpaper. That's going to have a little bit more filing done, but not too bad for the first run. But yeah, you can see the little dent still in it there. The other side's pretty close. Not bad. Maybe just a little bit of work right there, not too much though. This one here, there's definitely a little bit of a dent there. So let's take the file to it one more time. And we've got the top pretty well done. We need to bring it out just a little bit. So let's retap a little bit more. Hit our spot just right. Still feeling it just a little bit. I'm going to take a screwdriver, see if I can get underneath there. And we're getting a little bit of hell even in this one. Little tiny stuff, not much. As long as it stays there, not anything bigger. Back on it here. So that little spot that wants to keep giving us trouble there, it's right there. I can actually see it in the back here. Let's see if I can get underneath it here and work it a little bit. Sometimes you just push down in that corner. It might be just flexed a little bit, just not getting where it needs to be. Feels better already. Be cautious, you can poke through. Do it very gentle with it with your screwdriver. Let's see what that does. I feel it just a little bit there still. Let's try that. Woo! Jeez. Probably got that one on camera. That's looking real good. Still fighting this one. We'll give it a little bit more attention here. Well, we're getting close. We're getting close. Now we're going to try and see what our DA does to it now. So we got a DA that I've locked in. Basically all that means is that it's gonna spin instead of dual action. It's just gonna spin. Now, obviously you can get just a regular one for polishing, do the same thing. I started using this years ago and it's worked so well, I've kind of stuck with it. We're going to start out with, let me see what I've got in paper right quick here. We're going to try some 800. Just see what it does since we didn't start very coarse. Let's see if we can start with 800 and see what 800 does. And so you can kind of see that this just spins. So all we're doing is spinning. And we're going to go right after this tough spot right off the bat and just see what we can do with it. Not bad at all. You can kind of see the polish starting to come back already. It's starting to buff out. You can see definitely the beginnings of what it's going to look like. Definitely getting there. We'll continue here and we'll see what it does. All right. So this is 800 grit. Probably, if you're still seeing scuff marks like that, you definitely need to go a little stronger. So we're going to flip. If I've got some 600. All right, we got some 600 here. Let's see what it does. It does a lot quicker. Yeah, it moves along pretty good. Before we jump another step, let's grab our other piece that goes on the other side. See if we can get it worked out right quick. We'll end up getting down to about 1500 before we polish it out. You'll see a couple of dents there that we got to get out. The rest of the piece looks beautiful. Just that little bang there, so let's see what we can do to it right quick. Look pretty good already. A little bit right there, it needs to come up. All right, let's put the file to it. Okay, we're back to 800 now. So give you what coming out of that 600 back to 800. Flip to the other one. We're going to 1500. It might be too big of a jump. I don't have any 1200 left. We could do it with some by hand. But I really like the polished effect of what the DA is doing right now. Let's see how big a jump it does here. Comes back pretty quick, it looks like. Definitely see the difference there in the before and after. We'll go all the way to 2000 before we do any hand buffing on it. Big difference there, you can see. All right, let's wipe that one down. Go ahead and jump up to 2000. That is looking really, really good. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but 2000 does wonders for it. All right, let's take a little piece of Vivid Restore. This will give us a little bit of where we're at. Oh yeah, it's day and night difference. You're picking that up, big difference. If you're not familiar with Vivid Restore product that I've got on Amazon right now, I use it on all my stainless, chrome, brass, about any metal product. It's a finished product, and you can just tell by the glow. It just does wonders. I use it always for the finish coating, but man, that is going to look beautiful on there. Hopefully Sean's got some shots of before and afters that we can stick on there, but it took a little bit to get to this point, but man, well worth it. Well worth it. It's going to look really good on there. Brand new. Probably better than brand new. All right, let's go back to the other one, get it done, and we can start working on this cabinet tonight. So remember, Vivid Restore for your finished product. If you've been watching any of my videos, you'll see I'm using it quite a bit. It's on Amazon right now, $19.95. If you're watching this video in 2030, this was shot in 2024. So $19.95, we'll see how prices hold on. Obviously, you have no freight if you got Amazon Prime, but about 6 feet of product in there. It goes a long ways. Great product. All right, let's go to our ending piece here. Woo, that's hot. All right, let's give it one more hit with the Vivid Restore. It really puts the luster right back on these. It really makes them pop. Really come out good compared to what we started with. All right, let's get that stainless put on there. Remember, when you're putting your chrome pieces on, always on this back side, line up that edge so it's not hanging out, but it needs to go all the way to the back. There should be a little bit of a gap up there, so more back here and more gappage up there. I don't know if there's a certain reason for it, maybe the gasket, but if you look at all your 81s, they're all laid out about the same when they put the stainless on. Takes a 5/16, just tighten that up on the inside. But man, that is looking good. And get me a ratchet. Try not to over tighten it, just snug. If you over tighten it, it will embed itself into your clear coat. There's one. Boy, isn't that looking good? Looks good. Our next step will be getting our insulation in and getting the tank in, and then we'll get the compressor set in there. Same thing on this side. Get your back one lined up to the back of the machine. Don't let it hang out. Don't want it sticking out so something hooks on it all the time. About like that. Apologize if you're not seeing that. All right, give me a second. I'll grab the tank and some insulation, and we're gonna get this thing put together. Be right back.